Yeah. So AI overcharging riders is a problem. But AI underpaying the drivers wasn't. Man, this shit is all over the news. Uber and Lyft riders are complaining about artificial intelligent pricing. All over the news. It's all over the news. And you know, this is what's confusing to me. How now it's a problem. How now AI is a problem because it's affecting the riders. But it was never a problem as long as AI was affecting the drivers for Uber and Lyft. I don't understand it. Or drivers complaining did not get this type of coverage. The people had to strike. They had to go on. They had to form groups and shut out cities and lose income and boycott airport pickups and do all type form no rides from the airports and all types of stuff over the last couple of years to get some type of news coverage. Each one of those drivers in whatever city or state that was that stayed some type of strike or no driving, they lost money. They were already getting paid less, and then they had to, in order to get heard, they had to do things such as stop driving, to shut out events, and all types of stuff like that. In order for the news in order to get news coverage. But you get riders complaining about artificial intelligent pricing, and all of a sudden it's national news. Make this make sense. I'm trying to understand how is now it's a problem. Man, this is unheard of. You know, as drivers, all we have is each other. You know, drivers are going through all types of stuff all around the United States that's driving on the Uber and Lyft platform. You know, a lot of drivers are making money. And they don't care about the drivers that's not making money. All you got to do is go look at the ones that's posting the screenshots of how much money they done made and the things that they say about drivers that's complaining. You know, there's no unity. Now, what I want you to understand is that these artificial intelligent driven gig apps was built with the us versus them mindset. That's where it is. Is the drivers versus the riders. To make neither one of them give a damn about the next. When the drivers were striking, trying to get some kind of leverage that they never got, the riders didn't give a damn. Only thing a lot of them was saying was, stop complaining. If you don't want to do it, quit. All types of stuff like that. Because they were more concerned about if there's any change, then the price is going to go up on them. They built this artificial intelligence driven gig apps to pit humans against one another. Us versus them. The drivers versus the riders. Plain simple as that. Now, the riders do have all of the leverage. Look how quick this story got on the news. They even did a survey. They got multiple riders in the same area, booking the same trip, so they can see how much artificial intelligence pricing is different from one person to the next. None of this mattered as long as artificial intelligence was raping the drivers. Isn't that something? Boy, the consumer is something else. This shows you people that gig work only concerned is their profit. And the riders. Now you mark my word. The riders is going to make enough noise and they're going to make some changes. They're going to give them coupons. They're going to do something to please the riders quick. You sit back and you watch. Now, it's a shame though how suddenly this is the story that the news is willing to put and take surveys and do everything. It just is amazing. You know what I mean? You know, drivers have complained for years about lower pay per mile, lower pay per minute, unpredictable earnings. You know what I'm saying? Upfront pricing, reducing drivers' compensation. You know what I'm saying? Surge pricing becoming less profitable for drivers. Every time drivers get bought up, many people say, get another job. Nobody's forcing you to drive. That's just how apps work. As long as the driver is being mentioned. Now that the riders are being mentioned, they're gonna come up with a solution. The riders, they didn't give a damn about what was happening to the drivers. The riders did not give a damn what was happening to the riders, to the drivers, or they didn't care what artificial intelligence was doing to the drivers. They didn't care. As long as they can book these cheap fares and get to where they want to get to, from point A to point B. They don't care nothing. They didn't never care nothing about the drivers. Now artificial intelligence is pricing their trips and it's affecting them. Now they are concerned, but they are only concerned about them. Still, it's a us versus them mentality that was created by this artificial intelligence driving these gig apps. And this is what the United States Labor Board have allowed to happen, my people. Now, a lot of you all might look at this video and say, man, what is this motherfucker talking about? I'm speaking facts. And years ago, I left videos on this, stuff like this. Before the riders start complaining about the artificial intelligence. Riders ain't been complaining about artificial intelligence pricing. But the drivers have been complaining. But everybody has dismissed what the drivers have been saying. Even drivers that make money on a constant basis will dismiss what drivers that's having issues with artificial intelligence and the money that they're making. They dismiss everything that those people say. Oh, they're just complaining. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and do the work. Stop looking at how much a trip paid. All types of bullshit. You understand? I mean, they say everything. You know, just to discredit and minimize the driver's contribution to gig work. They want to keep the drivers down low on the totem pole. Ain't no drivers becoming no millionaires. not off of driving for Uber or Lyft or doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, or Spark, or none of it. You're not. Because the system was designed to make the middleman, which is Uber and Lyft, billions of dollars, and all of the executives and the IT team and everybody that has something to do with the operations of Uber and Lyft. Those are the millionaires. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they even using the drivers for to free promotion. By giving you a link, a referral link. Hey, if somebody is interested in driving, just give them your referral link. And you know what I'm saying? And you could earn upwards of $50 to $800 to $1,000. All types of shit. Free promotion. That's all it is. You understand? Now, you know what I'm saying? No one cared when the drivers were saying the algorithm is cutting their pay. Nobody cared. Now it's hitting the rider's wallet. Now artificial intelligence is hitting the rider's wallet hard. Oh, different prices for similar trips. Fares that change within minutes. Yeah, they're experiencing now. You're experiencing everything that the driver's been saying that's been overlooked by the riders. AI predicting what they're willing to pay. Prices increasing during busy periods. Now suddenly people are asking, is AI fair? Now the riders is asking, is AI fair? Is Uber charging too much? Is the algorithm taking advantage of the customers? You know this ain't nothing but some bullshit. This is a one-sided street. And the drivers ain't on it. This is a side of the street that riders are on and Uber and Lyft is on. That's it. The drivers don't got no side of the street. It's a motherfucking traffic jam full of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And the riders got to endure it all. I mean, the drivers got to endure all of the bullshit. So it's like, this is actually a slap in the face. The riders getting news coverage about what artificial intelligence is doing pricing wise is a slap in the face to the drivers. And if you are a driver that don't feel that way, then you somewhere in a high demand area making money and getting tips. But don't dismiss what other drivers are going through, or what they're saying, or what they've been saying, because you're fortunate enough to have been driving for quite a few years and you do pretty well. They raping you, you just don't know it. You understand? You know, the thing that bothers me the most is, why wasn't the fairness a concern when the drivers was complaining? Now fairness, artificial intelligent fairness is concerns. All of these strikes throughout the years and driver protests that has been happening and still is happening. The riders didn't come aboard. The riders didn't come to support the drivers in no way, shape, form, or fashion. The only thing they were concerned about was how much more they was going to have to pay per ride if the drivers actually got some change. When drivers strike, it's pointless. Because Uber and Lyft and DoorDash and Uber Eats and all of them, they're not going to bend. Their number one goal is their profit margin. as the middleman. That's it. Drivers think they're underpaid. Riders think they're overcharged. Both sides are frustrated. It's a us versus them, as I stated. Neither side fully understand how the algorithm works. The drivers do. A lot of them just rather just be quiet. That's why I'm here. So I can help you understand how the algorithm works. If riders pay more and drivers earn less, who benefits? The middleman. The motherfucker that created the us versus them. The algorithm. The motherfucking labor boards allow this bullshit, this predatory ass bullshit to come in and control Americans that need money. A lot of people can't get jobs and they got to do this. They have no choice. Drivers have been suffering. Now it's national news because it's affecting the riders. See, transparency is a problem. Drivers rarely know when one trip pays $8 and another pays $5. Riders rarely know why one trip costs $15 and another costs $30. AI makes the decision behind the scenes. The algorithm isn't explaining itself to the drivers or the riders. The only thing that's greed drives the algorithm. And it was set by the IT department. And corporate America is behind it. Just like they were behind the title loans, just like they were behind people buying folks' deeds to the houses, putting liens on the houses, payday loans, all types of predatory bullshit to take advantage of humans. Humans is actually creating this bullshit. Boardrooms full of humans. And these are the people that you may be smiling and laughing in their face every day. Yeah. These are the people. You know, AI, my question is AI solving problems or causing them? Now, in my opinion, this question right here depends on who you're talking to. Because if it's the driver, they've been suffering. If it's the rider, now it's causing problems. It didn't matter at first. You know, Uber and Lyft, they say AI helps. Match riders and drivers, reduce wait time, balance supply and demand. So says Uber and Lyft. Improve efficiency. Efficiency improves efficiency. Critics argue AI is being used to maximize companies' revenue, and that's what it's doing. Test how much riders will pay. Test how little drivers will accept. The labor boards of the United States ain't worth a goddamn. They allowed this bullshit to happen, and they do not regulate it. There's not a group of anonymous labor board workers going out here and driving for Uber and Lyft. They're not in different cities and states. They're not regulating the way that the imbalance in the earnings. The earnings that most drivers make does not even out to the minimum wage in your city or your state. Now, you got some drivers that's doing pretty good. But this is bullshit. Now the riders have complaints with artificial intelligence because the pricing is affecting them. Where was this outrage when the drivers was doing all of this complaining? Nowhere to be found. This is what I have to say. Fuck the riders that's complaining about how much artificial intelligence is charging them. I hope they break you motherfuckers. Because you sons of a bitches didn't give a goddamn about the drivers as long as the drivers were suffering from artificial intelligence and their bullshit. So I have no sympathy for you motherfuckers, you riders. I hope the son of a bitches break you motherfuckers that need to drive, that need to ride in Uber and Lyfts. Yeah, I hope they break you son of a bitches. Because you motherfuckers didn't give a fuck about the drivers until it started affecting you. You didn't give a goddamn what artificial intelligence was doing to the drivers until it started affecting you. Hey, I wanted to leave this video today because how dare these sons of bitches complain about artificial intelligence now when the riders, when the drivers have been suffering with artificial intelligence underpaying us for years. Hey, I'm Rideshare Realtalk, and I approve this message, all of it. If somebody didn't tell you that they love you today, Rideshare Realtalk does. I'm out.